We are here at SRL 360 for the fourth episode of season five. And boys, how has our week been going? We'll start off with Butters. How's your week been going, mate?
Yeah, pretty good. As good as school can get, Just trying to get through to the weekend, which luckily we're at now.
Yeah, understand.
It's been an interesting week, obviously. A few interesting games, some that I'd rather forget, to be completely honest. You know, had some big trades go through. Big week for my team person. I think should be a good episode. I think, yeah. How about Tim? How you going, mate?
Yeah, good, mate. I'm going great. I feel really good. Feeling really nice right now. I'm really excited for SRL 360. There was a couple of games. Oh, my head. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going good.
Tim was a bit concussed after getting annihilated, but I think it was probably like Jason Farrell or something just running over him.
More like my dad. Yeah.
Yeah. Certainly was.
So obviously tonight, once as always tonight, we have our first Q&A of the season. Obviously, we have a couple of interesting things that we're excited to show tonight. I guess let's just get straight into things then. I guess.
Yeah. Shall we get into it? I think so. The first thing on our agenda tonight, let me get it up. It is the Eagles v Raiders, the comeback that no one expected. Let's start with you, Butters. What was your thoughts on this game, man?
Holy moly. I missed the first half, and so I just really saw the Eels. What on earth has just clicked? I was dumbfounded, really. You'd seen the Raiders put 30 plus points on multiple teams and then struggle against this Eels team. I just don't know what happened, really.
Yeah, look, the game was quite interesting from my standpoint. Obviously the Eels were down 12 points to 0 at half time. It was quite interesting to see because the Raiders had quite a few opportunities, I thought, but they really struggled to sort of, I guess, score. They got 2 opportunities, but I thought they had definitely more points left on the board. Eels hang on by a thread. I thought it'd be one of those games where, maybe like a 24-6 scoreline or something from the Raiders. They definitely weren't at their best in the first half, but that's not to say I don't think the Eels were really doing much either, to be honest. The second half, the Raiders just sort of switched off and the Eels switched on. Blake Harris was the man. Despite being in the headlines all week, he really switched it on for the Eels, and I think he played probably his best game since this season. Definitely his best game this season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd have to agree with you. Blake Harris had an outstanding game. I think we sometimes kind of forget how good of a player he is when we're talking about how much he just puts himself in the headlines. But he's a fantastic player, and we saw it here. But he also did get a lot of help from his forwards. Like the forward pack really stood up, I think, in this game. There wasn't many forwards that had under 100 run meters. And I think that really helped him.
Yeah, I mean, I think also, obviously, he's been placed on the bench this week. Now, I have to assume that's based off disciplinary issues. Obviously not ideal, but I have to assume that's the only reason because I don't see another reason. I thought, I thought one of their leadership members, Anthony McDonald, probably had his best game of his career, in my opinion. 148 run meters in the second row, 4 line breaks, definitely not a bad knock. And Cherry Evans, I thought he was another one that was very good for the Eels. 305 kick meters along with 2 tries. He definitely was someone else that inspired that win.
Yeah, I think definitely he was someone that impacted the Eels' performance. Yeah, but the Eels, I don't know what happened with the Raiders. Like, I honestly could not tell you.
Do we want to hear
Did
from the
they get
man
a bit
himself who was
complacent?
involved in that
Who
game?
knows?
Tim, what sort of happened out there? You guys just were pretty much a completely different team in the second half.
Yeah, so pretty much what happened, right, was like we sort of had that little bitch mentality. So, sorry for swearing. Yeah, I don't know, man. I can't tell ya. We just sort of went out there and thought, oh, these are the Eels, mate. We can just easily bloody smash them. And then, I don't know, Brody Kennedy and and Luke Short and whoever plays for them now, they'll manage to turn on against bloody us. They don't have to turn on against every other team, but against us, mate, they have to show their true blue colours and, they just fucking kick their ass and to the park and we lost. And I'm disappointed, we shouldn't have lost that game. Made us look terrible. You get what I mean?
Yeah, I do want to point out, Eli Barnes still sort of was the only player that really did much for the Raiders, scoring both their tries. You're a little bit worried that he's like pretty much carrying your team at the moment?
Not so much, I've been playing with Eli for maybe
Career, right?
literally my entire career. Yeah, I've been with him through, we won a grand final together to, making it to the grand final and shit. So I don't think it's getting carried. It's like he always is the one to. Okay, maybe that is a bit carrying. Yeah, maybe he is carrying us, if I'm being honest. We didn't turn up for him. But, I don't even know. It's sort of just Eli, he's just the one player there we always trust on offense. And that's, we give him the ball and he does his thing. So, in Eli we trust pretty much. That's all I can say.
When you have a player as good as Eli Barnes, I think he's always going to be involved. Like, there's no way that he's not going to be involved. And it does kind of result in Eli Barnes scoring a lot of your points. There's no debate about it. I think on most teams, he'd score the majority of the points. Like, he's that good of a player. So, yeah, I don't think there's a huge issue with the Raiders having Eli Barnes score all of their points.
I don't think that's the issue, but I just think when you look at the stats, right, he was the only one that really did anything of much. I think yourself, Tim, was actually pretty good at the offense, and you did set up one of the tries. Matt Lewis had a really good kicking game, but other than that, I mean, Marshall Woods was alright. John Lewis was alright, but, Luke Thompson, 58 run meters they kept him to. He really was targeted by the Eels team, and that's probably the first subpar game I've seen Luke Thompson play ever in his career.
I think some of it was also, as Tim said, they might have gotten a little used to putting on, 40-plus performances, that they got a little too comfortable, and the Eels went out there wanting to prove something, and they ended up doing so.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely proved something. They're very strong in that second half. I mean, I guess the question is now, where to from the Raiders? That by far the easiest start in the comp, but they should have won all three and they only managed to win two.
I think you guys are just looking at it too hard. It's only one game.
But Tim, that could be the difference in you making finals and losing and not making finals.
And also, Tim, don't worry. It's gonna be my turn to be getting bashed in a second. Don't you worry.
Yeah. It's just a matter of time. Like you guys can keep being like, oh, Raiders aren't going to make the finals and shit. But like, it's only round three.
Yeah.
We still got like 4 or 5 other rounds. Like, we'll be fine. I still think we're gonna, contend for the, top 4. So I don't really see a problem here.
There's no doubt you'll contend, but like, I just don't. I'm just mentioning that it could be the difference.
It could be the
Between them.
difference. That's what I'm saying. It could be the difference. But like, I don't know. We'll see what happens. To be honest, from here, it's only like I'm saying, man. The Eagles, they're a serious team, man. They're not to be messed with. Like, they got some good players on there, and we sort of just we didn't really look at that last week, and that's why we lost. So yeah, it happens.
Should we move on to just bashing Meanus now? Since I feel bad for Tim. He's had enough of it. It's time for the captain of Penrith to get bashed for what happened on the weekend. Should we move on to that?
Yes, please. Thank you.
I might just mute to death for him to fight.
Yes.
You guys can bash me and I'll listen.
Yeah. I'll be honest. It probably wasn't a great performance from Penrith.
Oh really?
Yeah. There was just too many errors, really.
Yeah, there was. You guys, and credit to you guys. You guys made like one error and it was in the final minute. Like.
Yeah.
Like, you guys literally, if you guys didn't, I don't know who it was, but if whoever that was didn't decide to put on a big shot in the final minute, probably just letting out some anger. Probably was Malchus, to be honest. Malchus really doesn't like losing, Malchus. I know he doesn't like losing, but whoever that was, letting out his anger in the final minute probably was the difference between you guys having a 100% completion rate, which, credit to you guys, but, man, I think, when I look at this performance, right, I think it really just says what I thought, confirms what I thought about the Rabbitohs, where if I still think you guys struggled in the areas of getting off your own line, but you guys still I think it confirms my theory that if you guys are given possession, you guys will take almost every opportunity, which you guys did for the most part. You guys did. I think every try apart from your runaway try, Butters, was scored either a penalty or an error. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's the case.
I'm not 100% on that, but it sounds about right. Yeah.
Which, and I still think you guys overall struggled in terms of getting off your own line, but we just made so many errors that it didn't really matter in the end.
Yeah.
8 errors and 4 penalties, my God. Does the captain of his team want to speak on on the performance of the Rabbitohs?
Yeah, I do. I think it was a pretty decent performance for us. I mean, we played relatively out of us. I didn't think we were going to win by that much if we won. And I was really happy about offense at points. I mean, we came out early in the game, even though we let in a try in the first 2 minutes. I loved how we responded from that. I mean, we didn't let... You just had some really close opportunities at the start of the game. We defended our line, which I think we've done really well through the first few rounds of the season. It's been one of our strengths. But I think some of the top performers from us, which I was really proud of again, was Kevin Dixon. I mean, he was awesome in his 55. What was it? 68 minutes. Yeah, 68 minutes. Yeah, just brilliant from Dixon. I mean, he's a superstar in the making. I was just proud of the team as a whole, to be honest. But you were awesome too. So,
Yeah.
Pretty good performance.
Yeah, I was really proud of all the boys. I think we finally put it all together. Taron Clay, 200 and something run meters. That was
that's his best game since season 3.
Yeah,
8 line breaks tied to it too.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, since he left Manly, I think that's been his best game. Who else was it? Dixon had a brilliant game, as you said. He was really in the game. He only passed 4 times, had 9 line breaks, and still got 212 run meters. That's amazing, and a try himself. But yeah, I think Taron Clay deservedly got the got the 3
3
points.
points.
Like you don't see many wingers giving an inside ball to their center, and he did that beautifully.
That try was an excellent. That might be the one try that wasn't caused off an error. I don't think that was caused off an error. It could have been, but I don't think that might have been the one other try that wasn't caused off an error. But man, that was even as the captain, that was up in the captain's box, watching that take place. That was an exceptional try from Tyron Clay. He got not only did he do that like little offload back on the inside, he also beat like 2 defenders to get to the spot he was in.
Yeah,
that'll go down as one of the tries of the season, I reckon.
I think that is definitely a contender for try of the season. It was when I saw it, I was just like, oh, wow, it was so beautiful. I also think over the past season, our kicking's gotten a lot better. Before you wouldn't see both halves getting 100+ kick meters. Now we're doing it even with, two other players taking kicks off. 3 other players taking a total of 5 kicks. I think that's a really big improvement. And like you said, our error rate was just phenomenal. I think we did a really good job there. But what it came down to was just too many errors in your own half, Lachlan. I don't think.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think it was like too much really to beat yourself over, but it was just a couple of errors here and there.
No, look,
I mean,
think...
it was yeah. I think probably the thing that probably caused that was they could have. I think they got a bit frustrated that they couldn't break the line because they had a fair few opportunities, especially early on, just couldn't break the line and score the try, and that could have frustrated Penrith, and maybe they made a few errors just trying to throw a ball that wasn't there, or
it was
just dropping the ball.
In fact, I think of the 8 errors we had, I think 3 of them were in line break situations, and there was an intercept or something like that. Not the type of errors we want. We got a bit unlucky in a few things. I definitely... Obviously, not to take nothing away from you guys. You guys still played unreal. Your defense was also really good too. I think that... it's a really tough one for what to go with Penrith. As you guys mentioned with Tim, this could definitely cost them his final spot. I think... I'm a bit worried of that because realistically, you guys have caused us to miss finals already on 2 occasions.
You love to do that.
Yeah, I make arguments that if I had you may have caused us to miss finals last season if I had have named the correct lineup in round 1, and then caused us to miss finals in season 1 by smashing us. So hopefully it's not a 3rd time, but who knows? Who knows at this point?
Yeah, no one knows at this point.
From here on, we just have to sort of win, and we'll talk about this in a moment. But like the trades I have made, I'm making sure we win because I don't want to risk us losing to 4 and against again. Even if I don't want to make it come down to 4 and against, I just want to get in finals, but not based on 4 and against. Pretty much.
I think that's fair enough. Yeah. Shall we move on to the next topic? I think Lachlan's had enough bashing.
I mean, next one is probably still going to be bashing, but it's going to be less about Penrith. I mean, more about Penrith, but still. Yeah, let's move on.
Penrith make big trades to kick off trading window. They made all 3 trades. It's a big move, but it could pay off. I mean, it could definitely pay off. The trades were pretty good for Penrith, I thought. Obviously, they made Daniel Punch for, was it Creed? Yeah, Daniel Punch for Creed, and it was hell yeah for Ash Turner, and then it was O'Shea Olay for Anthony Delaney. Yeah. Which, in total, that's pretty good trade. That's pretty good 3 trades for them. I think it makes them better, probably.
Definitely.
Yeah. Punch is a huge addition. I mean, that's not to be taken lightly. for sure.
Yeah, look,
I'm really interested to see how he goes at lock. I've never seen him play at lock, and I'm interested to see how he does, to be honest.
yeah, look, the trades we made, obviously they are making sure we win those games because we're in a position now where pretty much we can't lose because of that thrashing. Like, I think,
Mm-hmm.
I'll say though, if we thrash the Warriors this weekend, which is, obviously, like, I'm just saying a hypothetical, if we thrash the Warriors this weekend, realistically, it pretty much just rules out the Rabbitohs loss. Right? It contradicts it if we beat the Warriors by 30 or more. It basically makes it like we lost to the Warriors. We beat one team by a small margin, lost to one team by a small margin. It rules it out, right?
Yeah.
In terms of for and against, right? Which is why I've pretty much gone all guns blazing this round with what I think is our realistically best lineup going forward. Right? I think that it's gonna be a. I think all three trades improve Penrith. You know, it's actually quite interesting. Two of the trade, you might be surprised about this, but two of the three trades actually are from players asking me if they can come to Penrith. Which I'm not sure if people are surprised a lot about that, but obviously you guys know Hell Yeah asked me to come to Penrith, which I'm more than happy. He'll be obviously playing hooker this week. I think that's probably his best position for Penrith going forward. I'm not sure if that's his entirely best position, but I think based on his stats, he's got a really good pass. His kicking game for a half is kind of trash, to be honest. No offense to Tanya Hell but it's not the greatest, to be honest. And the reason we brought Ole over, to be honest, was I think we needed a big boot, just in general, and he was a big boot. So that was the reason we got that trade, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah, I think is a. My only concern with how you're at hooker though is that he really lacks in strength.
Strength.
Yeah.
I do agree with that.
Yeah.
I have thought about that, and that's not something that I haven't just. Obviously I've thought about that, right? And the reason I'm alright with it, first of all, I am getting him to improve his strength. Obviously, that will take, even if we do it for the rest of the season, it'll only end up about 60, right? But even so, I am alright with it because we have such a good pack around him in terms of strength. But I think he can get a lot of help in the areas he lacks in strength. Like, look, you got Creed, not Creed, you got Daniel Punch, you got the Punch Brothers, you got Ollie Parche, you got Coda Diab, you got Sinclair, Marcus, all these really strong players around him. I think he'll be fine in terms of that, just due to the players he has around him that can help him out.
Yeah, maybe he can go around the legs. You know, that is a pretty good point. I think, and they're pretty fast players too, so they will be able to make up for because Hellyeah's fast, but can also, and they're pretty fast too. So Hellyeah can just wrap around the legs to be honest. In defense,
that's what I plan with Hellyeah. You know, obviously, strength is an issue, but I think he'll be overall alright.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So, what are our thoughts on the Daniel Punch trade? Are we thinking?
I think Daniel Punch was always going to come to Penrith. After his brother, came over, but I'm surprised it was for Creed. Really, if I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, look, Creed wasn't the original plan. Actually, the first player offered was Creed because I thought, considering he's already been at Manly, I thought he was the most likely to be accepted. And for one that I've been winning, Matt Harris said no. We originally agreed on Sinclair, but Sinclair, I think, on Tuesday, sent me a message and basically said, I don't really want to go. I'd rather stay at Penrith. And I was like, that's fair. I was never going to force him out. So I said to Matt Harris, look, Sinclair wants to stay. Can we come up with something else? We discussed for a bit, discussed a few options, and we settled on the best player would be Creed to go over.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we decided on. Pretty much. Obviously, I wasn't going to force... we know, obviously, Punch had other issues with Manly that Matt Harris said in a statement on Tuesday or Wednesday night. Not sure which one it was, but either way, it's sort of just the situation. We've dealt with it. I hope both clubs can move on from it. Yeah, that's all I have to say on it, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think.
What about we haven't really talked? We've talked about Penrith. What about how the trades affect the other clubs? We haven't really talked about that.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's get into that. So the trade for Manly, I think Creed for Manly, I think he does provide a bit of depth for them, but not really in much of a difference that Punch would have. But I think he's a good, solid bench player for them. I mean, not the worst to get out of a trade for if a player wants to be out. Like, that's definitely not the worst trade for Manly, for sure. But I think Matty Harris explained this with the Olay trade that Delaney suits the role that Olay was playing better than Olay did. I think they're playing him at centre.
Yeah,
I'm correct.
I think that's the plan for them. Play him at centre.
Yeah, so I think he does suit that better. And the third trade for the other teams, the Rabbitohs are getting Ash Turner. So I think for us personally, I think that's a really nice trade. Having Ash Turner there, we've needed a forward. We desperately needed another forward. So to trade a forward for a back was really useful for us.
I think that really helps the Rabbitohs team, and it makes them look almost like a finals contender, not a premiership contender. But
I don't think we're definitely not. But like, I think we look better than what we were. I'll say that.
I think we'd be pushing finals after that trade.
Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me, to be honest. You do have a harder road to travel with those first two losses in the first 2 weeks. I think your defense will improve. Ash Turner, I think, is a very good defender. Was for Penrith last year. I think he's definitely. Question is, obviously, this week he has to be on the bench due to the sin bin that occurred in his game. But question is, are you going to start him when the time comes? Obviously, once is next week, pretty much for round 5.
I think that's an interesting one, to be honest. I don't know. To be completely honest, I don't know. I mean, it could happen. I mean, he could play 8 and play 55 minutes. Or what I was thinking maybe is play him 15 and do what we're doing this week, and then maybe subbing on at second row. That's not the worst shout either.
Yeah, I do think he comes into the
Rabbitohs
as one of their best forwards, to be honest. One of the better forwards. I think up there will probably O'Hare and Remy and Davis. So I think
Remy's really improved on his speed. I think Remy's a huge gun. Not a gun, but I think he's a very good, capable forward now. With 78 speed, I believe it is. Almost the max. That's pretty good. So his go forward should be good. I think our go forward's a lot better with some of our players getting into the 70 speed.
Yeah, I have to agree there.
So yeah.
Alright, should we move on to our next...
overall, I think.
Oh, sorry, go on.
Next topic was go to the next topic. Let's go. Let's go.
Melbourne Storm set to return, it seems. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Shut up.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I think it was only a matter of time. They were an original member of the SRL. You also had them have them being an outside of Sydney club. A lot of the clubs at the moment are Sydney based, so it's good to have try to even it out and have another one outside.
Definitely. I think the Storm in season one, from what I remember, they just weren't active enough. From what Logan told me, they weren't active enough to stay in the SRL. So they had to get kicked out. And just no one was seeing. I think they were getting 7 upgrades a week, which just for SRL isn't standard. Like when you're getting 7 upgrades a week, you're gonna find it very hard to stay in the SRL.
Yeah, considering that's massive. That's massive. Considering now we get, if you're not getting 17 upgrades a week, you're lacking.
Like if you're not getting 7 upgrades, you're like, no, it's not very good. And yeah, but the thing that shocked me about back at the time was I actually thought that for a while it was the worst. The team that was wooden spooners would get relegated, sort of kind of thing. But then Logan explained to me, oh, it was the Storm were going to get kicked out even if they didn't finish last that season because it was just inactivity. It wasn't really the plan to kick anybody out.
I'm glad that wasn't the case. Otherwise, Penrith would be kicked out.
Yeah, imagine that. I think it's every team, it would just be different 8 teams by season 10. Unless you're Manly, they never come last.
Who do we think's... What sort of players do we think are going to end up at the Storm? Do we think some of the old players that used to be... I think Tirang and Fetu was there. Was Sam Herbin there?
Yeah, Sam Herbin.
Justin plays. Do you think any of those guys are going to return?
I don't think players will. He's a Broncos fan. I don't think he will. I think someone in the room called Joshua Butterfield may return. May go. Well, not return, but may go.
Yeah, I like to keep all my possibilities open.
That's stuff
in between seasons.
Are you one team? You're fucking disloyal. Oh, you freaking disloyal.
Tim, remember we're live.
You freaking disloyal man.
Okay, I've heard that a bunch, but like first season, I was playing off the bench, and that's the reason I decided to leave. Second season,
I was only kidding, mate. Don't explain it.
Go on a 10-minute elaboration. Okay. We done it? All right. So the next thing, a next name that we could go for the Storm. I think that you could definitely have a Sam Herbin return for sure. But I just don't know who could lead the Broncos at this sort of point. It seems he's pretty interested in saying, but
yeah, I mean, he didn't have the best game
point.
on the weekend, Sam Herbin, to be completely honest. I thought he was one of the players that sort of let down the Broncos on the weekend. Do I think he'll stay at the Broncos long term? He's been there since he's left Melbourne, I believe. I can't really see him leaving, although they have Rohan there, they have obviously the captain Jack Carl. They have Eddie Oliver at hooker, which forces Rohan to play bench in this week. And there really is a lot of players that, there is a lot of halves to the Broncos, but I think they probably favour Herbert over Rohan at the moment. I think. So I don't think he would leave, but it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, but but Herbin, just to correct you a bit, Herbin did play season 2 at Manly. He's a premiership winner.
Oh right, my bad. Yeah, right. I do know that. I just forgot about it.
I remember that.
Yeah, fair enough. I do actually remember that. Got Tim James medalist, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He was incredible in that grand final. I still.
Yeah, let's.
I don't cry about that, bro.
It's okay, Liam. Don't worry. At least you've made a final game. Played a finals game.
Made 2 and lost.
I'm literally going to become like the Luke Brooks of the SRL soon.
Imagine you're just like the curse, and
once you leave, at least my team's been competing in some games.
Whoa.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying in terms of at least my team, when I'm in my team, there have been okay. I didn't mean it like that. We'll just move on. It doesn't matter. I meant it in a different way.
Move on.
We'll just move on. I guess we'll move on to the next segment, which is the next segment that I made up and I'm excited for because I think it'd be quite entertaining. we've got to do a quiz because I feel like that'd be really funny and also entertaining for you guys to watch. So, how this is going to work, right, boys, is your buzzer is your name. I'm going to ask 10 questions. You're going to buzz in with your name and then answer it. If you get the answer correct, you get a point. If you get it incorrect, it gives someone an opportunity to steal a point and answer it correctly. Alright, has everyone played? Tim, are you still there?
I think so.
Oh, okay, good. So your is your first name, so we'll just let, since Butterfield's name is long, we'll just go Butter, Liam, and Tim.
Could be just Josh, but
Yeah, I guess that's true. But Butters is easier. Butters is easier. So you guys ready to play?
Yep.
Alright.
So.
Question number 1. How many try assists have I made in my career?
Tim,
Butterfield.
Tim?
3.
Incorrect. Someone else want to come in?
Butterfield.
Go on.
1.
Correct. Butterfield gets the first point. It
Why
was
are
actually
you
all the way back
so
in season 1. I don't know what
trash?
game it was in, but it was all the way back in season 1. I made one in Origin though, but that doesn't count because it's not on the website. Alright. Question number 2. How many clubs has Anthony Delaney played for?
Tim,
Go.
Liam.
Tim, what's your answer?
3.
Tim is correct. 3. He's played for... He started at the Broncos, then went to Penrith, and now he's at Manly. Alright. Question number 3. Eli Barnes has scored 30 tries in his career.
Tim,
How many of... Go on.
I said no.
Go on. You have to answer now.
Mike, can you finish the question again?
No, I can't finish the question. That's not how it works.
If you say your name
32.
early, you have to stop.
32.
No, that's incorrect. Let me finish the question now. Eli Barnes has scored 30 tries in his career. How many were scored in season 1?
Tim,
You're...
Liam.
Well, Tim is ruled out because you already answered, so Butters, your turn.
I'm going to go with 8.
That is incorrect.
Liam.
Liam, do you want to steal it?
Yes. 2.
Alright. How many was that?
2.
That is correct.
Wow.
He only
right.
scored... That means look, the
He
30
played centre season
plus
1.
tries he has. I actually
You
think it's
guys have
32.
access to the website, and I don't.
You guys better not be looking at the website.
I'm not even looking at the website. That was just a guess.
Alright. Since they were introduced in season 2, how many games have the Raiders won?
Tim,
Yes.
they have won 18 games. No, 17.
That is incorrect. Does someone want to steal?
Bruh.
Liam.
Yep.
I reckon they've won 19.
But it's up to you. That was also incorrect.
So, are we counting last week as well?
Yes, it's every game's counted.
Okay.
They lost last week.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was checking if we were talking season or not.
Yeah, it's since they've introduced. Yes, it's every game they've played.
Okay. So.
Oh, Tim.
Oh, I can't.
You can't buzz it again. Once you're incorrect, you're out. It's but it's,
I'm going to go 14.
incorrect. The answer was 16.
You bloody idiots.
What was the Alright, question 5. What was the score in the season 2 grand final?
Tim James.
Liam.
Tim?
The score in the which one? Season 3?
Oh,
I'm not repeating the question, so you just
Season 2 grand final. Do I have to count it all up?
just the score.
Like all of it?
The score, Tim. What do you mean
Man,
count it up? Just answer the bloody question.
Manly had 46 and Rabbitohs had 22.
That is correct. That means Tim is now on 2 points. Butterfield and Liam are on 1.
I'm
Alright.
good.
Question 6. What was the score in Melbourne Storm last SRL game and who was it against?
Tim James.
Liam.
Tim?
The Melbourne
Hey.
Storm last game. F word. Do I have a timer?
You gotta be quick. You can't just keep waiting. You have to be quick.
Oh.
otherwise you'll
Come
probably just go to the
on.
website. Come on, Tim.
No.
5,
Here you go.
4, 3,
The one It was against the Warriors.
2,
30-0 to Warriors.
1. You definitely searched it up, but anyway. Stop searching
No.
it up.
Yeah.
Stop
was
searching it
legit.
up.
How did I search it up?
Bro,
My
you were
phone.
like,
dude.
wait, it was against the Warriors? You clicked on the... I know you clicked on the bloody YouTube video. Alright.
Mate, how's I meant to scroll? It's 30-0, Derry.
Yeah, whatever.
I remember watching the game.
Yeah, sure.
Shut up.
That's a point to
Don't-
me.
Don't search it
Wait.
up. I've given you the point, but don't search it up too.
Yeah, they're
Alright.
shy. Oh, that's fine.
What was the first draft pick in the Season 2 draft?
Tim James,
Yes, Tim.
Liam.
Will Kay.
Incorrect.
It's
Who
not
wants
Will
anyone to
Liam.
steal? Yes,
Liam.
But-
Liam. Bo Sadler.
that is correct.
How did both Sadler go first?
Because he put himself into the draft, so it was part of the draft. It wasn't a rookie draft back
He was best player. He was the
Oh.
best player in the draft.
then. Alright, question 8. I guarantee you guys are all going to get this wrong. Right, but I have it in here anyway. Who was the player of the tournament in the Season 2 Nines competition?
Tim James.
Yes?
Tim James. Jackson Nelson.
That is correct. So,
Yes.
Liam now has to, in order for Liam to win now, or someone not to win that's not Tim, Liam has to get those last 2 questions right. Alright. Who got sent off the season in both Season 3 and 4?
Tim James.
Liam.
That was Tim first. Tim?
Wait, what? Center of the season. It was definitely someone who's trash. I don't know. What the
That's
Liam.
incorrect, Liam. Go on, try to steal.
Oh,
Jason Lauman.
That is incorrect.
Oh, okay.
bloody
You only got
idiot.
into one of those seasons, not both. Butters?
5,
Um,
4, 3, 2. Bang,
Come on,
bang.
Butters, you have to give me an
bang.
answer.
I got no centers in my head, bro. I've got
Well, then, that's
Um,
incorrect.
Jai Collins.
Oh,
No, it was Justin Place.
Incorrect.
He got set up the
Oh.
season in both Season 3 and 4. Back to
How did
back.
he get center of the
Well,
season?
I was thinking Morrison originally, but then I'm like, he played wings season 4, and I was like, nah. So it had to be.
Which means Tim will win, but we're going to continue for the last question anyway. See if Tim can score 5. Alright.
Yay.
In Season 2, the Raiders played their first match. What was the score? What was
Tim
the
Jones.
score? Yes, Tim?
Lamb.
It was 16-14.
That is incorrect. Does someone want to steal?
F word.
Lamb.
Liam?
It was 36 to 18, 22, sorry, 36 to 22, and it was against the Warriors.
That is
The
incorrect.
Raiders won that.
That is incorrect. Butters, do you want to take a guess?
Okay, so it was against the Warriors. 36 to 16. I don't
No,
know.
the score was Raiders 36,
32 to 80.
Warriors
F word.
24.
Oh, so close.
You also got the team wrong, so you got the team that won wrong anyway, so you would have got it incorrect.
It's the Warriors. Oh, the Warriors did win it.
The
I
Warriors
remember
lost. The Warriors lost.
No, we didn't. We say the War. I said the Raiders won.
Oh,
Bizarre.
if we said the Warriors won. You got it wrong anyway. You said
No,
22.
I said the Raiders won.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. I was 2 points off.
Well,
I knew
congratulations.
the Raiders won it.
Tim wins the inaugural quiz, SRL 360 quiz. Congratulations.
That's me. That is me, by the way. I did win it just then, guys.
Yeah. Surprised that who was the first try scorer for bonus points? Who was the first try scorer
In what?
in the inaugural game?
Oh, it was Samuel Lillard.
I actually don't know who it
Yeah.
was, so you could be entirely correct.
It was Jacob Morrison.
They both
I
scored.
feel like it was Samuel
They
Lillard
both
for some
scored,
reason.
so I know who the try scorers was, but on the website it doesn't tell me who the what minute they scored at. So for
Let
all I
me have a
know,
look.
Warriors could have
I'm
scored
gonna have a
first
look.
that game.
Oh, God.
Anyways, let's move on to our favorite section, the one we've all
that's
been
good.
looking forward to. The Warriors. That's it. The Warriors suffer another big defeat. Where to from here from the mighty
And they don't
New
change
Zealand
anything.
man?
They need a trade. It's no question. They just need a trade.
Well, where do they look? What trades can they get? Like, any
They
like,
need-
I
they
think
need
the
a forward.
thing about the Warriors, right, is they don't have any trading pieces. Like, all their players, they are either super important or they're nobodies. No one's get the nobodies, right? And the super important players, they can't get rid of them. That's the thing. I don't know if they, like, I don't know if I can think of that they could use as a training piece is Jai McCartney. But even him, right? I don't know, like, he's the vice captain. It makes no sense for them to get rid of him at the moment.
Yeah, exactly right.
Like, and to be fair, he played really good at hooker, so even that might be the position I keep him for the foreseeable future, to be honest.
Yeah, you're right.
What changes do the Warriors need to make? What players could they even go for?
They need a forward who has high speed and a decent decent speed. So you would be looking at your Creed if for some reason Manly want to give him up.
Lachlan.
Yo. What?
Yeah, I found the first try scorer. It was Lillard.
It was Lillard. There we go. There's a little bit of SRL.
Yeah, it
Used to be
was
the first
Lillard.
try scorer for the Raiders was in fact Samuel Lillard.
It's a little grab a kick.
As you were saying, Butters.
Yeah, they need to just get a high speed forward.
But
I don't really know who, but they just need one, and it's just non-negotiable.
yeah, but here's the thing though, who can they even like? I guess who could they trade to get a high speed forward?
You could see someone like Jai McCartney or it's a real tough one because they, like you said, they don't really have any trading pieces. But
because like each team should look at it and players that like they were either like they're too important for them that there's no point training them, or they'll and there's some players on that, but everyone that's not one of those important players, probably apart from John McCartney, who's the vice captain, so it's really hard to get rid of him anyway, right? Are just a nobody, and I don't see anyone really wanting to pick them up. Like, no offense to, like, Ryan Lawrence, Dicker Bro, Daniel Keat. I mean, Daniel Keat, maybe, he has a little size about him. But even so, they're all rookies that I don't see any reason anyone would pick them up as a trade.
Yeah. It's just a really tough position for them. I've got really no clue who they would pick up, but they do need that high-speed forward, especially with Snicko Bro and Daniel Kite on their bench.
They just bring no go forward, to be honest. Maybe Nenai on the bench could be a good idea, but at this point, I just don't see it. To be honest, I don't know. Is it just Mayo that doesn't like that move?
What move, sorry?
The John Nenai benching.
Oh, I can see
terrible.
maybe they're looking for a bit of impact. I mean, they do need a better forward on the bench to sort of, I guess, make it so they don't just get run over after that, first period. But even so, he's so important. They should play him. I figured they should play him that Marcus role. We play Marcus in, to be honest. 65 minutes, prop, then lock. That's what they need him to play. Because they just, I don't know. I don't think they're doing it right, to be honest, with Nanai.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there any other positions, or is it just forwards? I mean, they have a pretty decent outside backs, I think. I mean, they've got like Bronson Thompson, Isaac Simon, Sean Walker, all decent players. Chance Bunce, who's
who's one of the best players, who's one of the best players in the SRL when he's on. But it's the thing is, Lachlan, is when your forward pack isn't firing, I'm just sorry, the backs aren't gonna fire.
And I agree. That's
awful in players. They need their forward pack to get something out, to have a good hit out, and then the backs come off the back of it, and then you start seeing good results. which I just don't have at this point. I also don't get why Barner's at 12, not 11. Just get him to run the ball hard, to be honest.
Yeah, 12 is
Yeah.
more a defensive one while 11 runs the ball. Doesn't make much sense from my standpoint. Bit odd, but is what it is.
Yeah. I don't know. And I also don't get how they just didn't. I thought they rolled the shot them they did from losing 36-6.
They didn't make many changes, did
Um,
they?
no, it was literally I think Nanai benched and that was it.
I think Barner and Roger swapped sides, if I remember. I felt like Barner was on the other side last week.
No, Barner played 12 last
Oh,
week.
did he? Yeah,
Yep.
fair enough then.
Yeah, so I think I don't know. I would have expected more changes, but maybe they were pretty content with that. I don't know why you'd be content with that, but I guess it is what it is.
Mm.
How do they improve though? How do they improve this season? Is there a way forward?
There is always a way forward, but way forward sometimes takes a long time, and I don't know if it'll be this season.
Do you reckon Butters it will be this season?
No. It is a multi-season rebuild, in my opinion. They need to do at least a couple of trades over the off season, get away some of their dead weight, and get a better forward pack, in my opinion. Because you've got Chance Bunce, who's a former SimVP, one of the best players in SRL history, and arguably still one of the best fullbacks. And you're giving him no help, really.
Yeah, true. Very, very true. 100% agree with you. And John and I mean, as Lachlan said, if he played the Malchus role, I think he'd do wonders. And the thing is, he could maybe even benefit. They would all benefit from him having Nenai at 13 because if Nenai makes a few strong runs and gets inside the other team's 20, that allows the backs to get to work and the spine. That allows your Chance Bunts to get rolling. And that's what you want. Because Chance Bunts, when he's on, is close to the best fullback in the SRL. And they just don't have that opportunity right now. But yeah, I think this isn't a one-season rebuild, if I'm being honest. Shall we move on to the next topic?
Yeah.
Could someone name out that topic for me?
Alright, we got the Amatangi and Dixon injury concerns. How do these injuries sort of affect their lineups going into this week?
Yeah, look, obviously Dixon won't be playing the first 40 minutes, and I think that's gonna kind of hurt both our defense and our kick returns. You know, we have to move Tyron Clay off the wing, and after his 200 plus run meter performance, 3 Sim VP point performance, that's going to really hurt. Also,
Yeah.
I love Tyron, and he's a wonderful attacking fullback, but in the defense compartment, he does kind of lack. So that's going to definitely be an issue that could be exploited in the first half. But once Dixon comes on, if we're not making any errors, I think it won't change much.
Where Dixon's coming on, I think it does sort of let Clay go back to his natural game. I mean, Clay can sort of just roam and can just go back to his natural position and I think, all be fine. All be
Mm.
fine in the second half.
Yep.
But it is the first half that we're worried about. I mean, but if our forwards can perform early on and take the pressure off the backs, who knows? Clay could put on a performance. Like Clay is an amazing attacking fullback. We all know that.
Mm.
If the defense is good from the middle forwards, maybe Clay won't even have to be very good from in defense for us to not get beat in the first half.
Yeah, and on the other side, Tala Almatangi means that
I didn't actually
Tierra-
see that game. Was it injury?
It was
It-
injured. Yeah.
yeah, it was injury. Tierra Maxwell has to come to fullback. We know how electric he is offensively. Defensively, I think he has kind of the same issues as Tyrone. And also it's kind of the same kind of issue, except at least with the Cowboys, you have the experience of Luka Moscow. He'll be taking most of the kick returns, hopefully, for the Cowboys. A lot of the early hit-ups that Tierra Maxwell would normally do. But a lot of it will come down to the defense be what it should be with the.
I think just to see how Tyler Matagi and Kevin Dixon get involved in the game, whether they want to play a different role because they're off the bench, or whether they slot straight back into fullback.
Although,
Yeah.
at the same time, it could be very good for both teams. Second half, you have a lot of tired forwards, tired backs, just a lot of players, and you're bringing on a fully healthy, fully
Charged fullback that can impact the game.
Yeah, a easy of one of the best players in their teams respectively onto the field against the tired players, and that could really ignite some attacking opportunities for both teams.
Yeah, 100%. I think that Dixon, especially against tired defense. I mean, have you seen how big that bloke is? Far out. He can break tackles. He's so big that he just breaks off tackles. And I mean, I've seen it in Sims before that he's just an absolute specimen that I think will do wonders off the bench. I think he'll still do very, very well, even only playing 40 minutes.
Yeah,
Shall I move on to the? Shall I move on to the last topic of the night?
Yeah, we should move on to the one that everyone, I'm sure, has been waiting for, the Q&A. Now, obviously, I've got 20 responses from you guys. We're not going to go over everyone because some of them are just, no offense, but they're dumb. Some of them also there's also multiple ones asked in here. If you guys in chat have any questions, we'll also answer questions on the live stream in chats. So, send questions away, we might read them. Let's get into them. So I'll sort of just go down the list of ones that I think are at least interesting. First one reads, what do you think of Daniel Hellier's prospect, and what do you think of his shift to hooker at Penrith?
I think he's a genuine half. I think he was at the Rabbitohs at a tough situation where he was just coming off the bench a lot. I don't think his natural position is at hooker. I think he is a half that kind of just didn't get an opportunity. That's not to say that he won't play good at hooker. I think he'll play that Penrith team. I think it's probably a better spot for him to be in this point in his career.
Yeah, look, I think this hooker is going to be a good one for Penrith and for Hellyeah. I think it gets the Hellyeah development a lot. It's going to definitely change the way he'll play his game, but I think it's fourth or best at the moment for both Hellyeah and Penrith. He gets to show off his skills while also being able to play hooker for Penrith, which I think benefits Penrith. I think, obviously being the Penrith captain, I think it's a good move. But, you know... Anyone else want to talk on it? Tim, Liam?
Hell no.
I think he could do well, but I think he probably should do well, especially with the strong players around him. And the forward pack there, it doesn't take much to really to do well with that good kind of a forward pack. Just get the ball in front of them. Get the forward to run under the ball, which he's terrific as the half. He's already got that trait. Yeah, I think he should do wonders at Pembroke.
Alright, the next question. Next question is, in each of your opinions, who is the one big signing who hasn't performed so far? I assume that's what they meant so far. That's a tough one. I'm not sure. Let's go look for a play signing so I can think of.
Yeah. Could you count Cam Relentless?
I mean, not
As a
really. No, I
signing?
wouldn't say it's a big signing either.
That's nowhere near a big signing, to be honest.
To be honest, I think the biggest one I can think of probably is... I don't think Bo Sadler's done much so far for the Knights, to be honest.
Probably is.
But at the same time,
yeah.
he wasn't really himself at the Broncos.
Yeah, I think he was definitely very good at times. He's been very good at times. Probably didn't have the season he would have liked for the Broncos last year, but I think so far he hasn't been great, I'd say. That's probably my biggest signing that hasn't performed.
Could you say Isaac Edwards?
That's another one I was looking at. Yeah, I guess you could. To be fair, he did have the greatest season last year at Penrith, but I think that's probably another guy that hasn't really performed.
I guess maybe recency bias hurts the Knights here, because the Knights did not play last week, so
Yeah,
maybe
that's
it's
probably
just we're not really. Maybe we're just being a bit harsh on the Knights, because remember they almost beat the Cowboys.
But Cowboys should have
in
won
round
the game by a
2.
lot more. Cowboys should have won the game by a lot more.
I think they should have. I think they should have. But it does show the Knights' defense.
They nearly lost to the Eels too. So
Yeah, the Eels, true. True, you are right.
Has Logan
I
Buckner
don't know of
much
anyone
for the
else.
Broncos?
I was thinking that he hasn't really set the
He hasn't set the
world
world
alight,
on
has
fire.
he?
I don't think he's. I think that's another one, to be honest. That's probably my 3 I'd have up there.
Yeah.
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 True.
Alright, let's go on to the next question. Do the Warriors actually have the best forward pack?
No.
No.
No, I don't know why people think it has the best forward pack. I wouldn't even put them in top 5, to be honest.
They would be one of the worst. in my
They have good forwards, right? They have good forwards, but they don't know how to use them.
I agree.
I'm telling you.
I agree with that. That's
They,
a
they
very
have
good
John
statement.
Nanai. They have John Nanai, but they don't even. They don't know how to use
John
their box.
Nanai, David Barner, Daniel Ngo, all of them were good forwards that have now kind of dropped off.
Even David Barner, he has been like a shell of his former self this season.
Exactly.
I think I probably wouldn't even put them top 5, to be honest.
I would put them bottom 3.
Think,
Yeah.
I think their starting pack saves them. In me, I think their starting pack is very good when you have Pat Corcoran that is, Barner, Rogers, Ngo, Slattery, and Nano all quality, but their bench is just so bad that it pushes them down so far.
Mm.
And they also don't know how to use some of their forwards. Like, that's for me what the big issue is at the moment. And I think that it is going to cause issues for them because they're not using them correctly. Yeah, that's all I have to say on it.
Next question.
Yep, move on to the next question. Yo.
Yeah, sorry, I was just reading something. What else? What other questions do you have? Were the upsets of round 3 an anomaly or a sign of more to come?
I think there will be more upsets to come.
Oh, that's tough because I don't see the Raiders not scoring. The Raiders score a lot of points, but they also let in quite a bit of points. So that is an issue they need to kind of rectify. And last game shows that if they just don't get their offense in check, the other team can. Yeah, they're in trouble. The Panthers might be an anomaly just purely because of how many errors that they did create. But on the other hand, you did see Souths take advantage of everything and make it not even a close game.
Yeah, I think with that point, I don't know if I ever said this on here. I know I said this in the SRL chat since these upsets have occurred, but I did sort of think, just due to how the salary cap works this season, that this season there would be a lot more upsets due to the fact that, you know, sorry, I just got distracted. What was I saying? Sorry, I got distracted.
You were saying how you thought there'd be more upsets.
Oh, yeah, so I did think there'd be more upsets because of the fact that the salary cap makes the teams a lot more closer. I was surprised in the fashion it happened, but considering we had one upset last season, Panthers defeating the Warriors in the regular season, one upset in the regular season. Apart from that, you know, first didn't lose a game, second only lost the first, third only lost the first and second, 7th only beat 8th, 8th didn't win against anyone. Like, that's the sort of game we were dealing with last season.
Yeah, true.
I think there will be more upsets to come, but I don't think they'll be in the same fashion that they happened tonight, where it'll be back-to-back like that. But I think there will be more. We've already had more upsets this season than we had last season. And it took us 3 rounds.
Crazy. That's crazy, yeah. Alright, move on to the next question.
Do you think the Broncos win if they didn't change their side from their round? I think they're still shooting from their round 2 team that beat the Eels.
What did they switch?
They basically switched around Rohan to the bench, Kelly to fullback, Herb into the halves.
Well, to extent, no. Because Kelly played outstanding. I don't think I would say that I would think they would have won if Kelly didn't play fullback. Maybe if you swapped,
I think they would have won. I think they would have won if they kept Rohan in the halves. But I don't think switching Herb into fullback and Kelly back to the wing would have changed anything.
No, I don't think it would have. Well, I don't know how you keep... Because what do you do to get Kowal back in the halves?
I think you move Herman to the centers. To be honest, I think Herman was pretty bad in the halves last week.
Centers, a gold in the centers. I don't know if I.
Where else can you put him? What, back and fullback and move Kelly to the wing is the only other option, really.
Yeah, I don't know.
Also, he's a silver, not a gold.
It's a silver. I thought it was a gold.
No, I'm pretty sure it's a silver.
Pretty sure is he gold.
Maybe I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure it's a silver.
Yeah, look. He was 67. High silver.
Yeah, he's like me, 67.
Yeah. Yeah, alright, that makes sense. Yeah.
I think. Yeah, I think. I just think that's the case. I think. Well, I think they don't win if they go with the side that went with round 2. But I think if they had played Rohan in the halves and not benched him, they would have won.
I don't know. It was still an 18-point gap.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know.
But I think. I just don't think Herman's a good half, to be honest. I've liked it when he first went in there, but I think it's sort of... my opinion's starting to switch now. Alright, next question. So we've gone from the biggest signings and not improved. Now we're going to go to what has been the biggest surprise of the season? Both positive and negative.
What was that one?
What has been the biggest surprise of the season? Both positive and negative.
I've got to say, I've been a little surprised at how good the Rabbitohs have been. I didn't think we'd be this competitive in some of those games. I thought it could have been an absolute bloodbath against Penrith and Broncos in round 3 and round 1 if I was coming into the season. I would have taken a 24-22 loss to Penrith, to be honest. And I would to start the season, I would have taken like a 10-point loss to the Broncos. Like I did not know how we'd play. I was so uncertain how we played, and even though we're only 1 and 2, I am still very shocked with how good we've been and how competitive we've been with with some of the top teams in the SRL. For the most part.
If we're talking about teams, my positive is the Eels.
Positive.
Yeah.
I don't know. Positive?
The Eels against the Raiders is a giant positive for Eels players.
No.
It is a giant positive.
Oh, this is no.
That is a giant positive. What?
Winning
the first game
game?
That is a giant positive. Lachlan, how did you feel after your first... Liam, let me finish. Lachlan, how did you feel after your first win in a season in a bit?
I felt pretty good. I mean, it hasn't been that long for the Eels. They won round 6 last year against the Broncos.
Did they?
Like, it's only been 3 games.
But against the Raiders, that is a major positive, in my opinion. And yeah, I know it hasn't been that long, but against the top team at the moment,
they weren't really the top
win.
team. They're not that amazing. Like, I don't know. I think
last season's premiers.
Minor Premier. No, not even Minor Premier. Runners up. I mean, yeah, it was a good win, but they have to keep it up now.
Yeah, I think they do have to keep it up. If they don't, think about it this way, Butters. I think if the one half of footy where they played decently, I don't see how that gets them to be the biggest positive thing in the season.
And I'll tell you the difference is, right? The Rabbitohs have played positive for probably about, out of the 240 minutes they've played, I'd say probably for about, we'll take away 12 of that, probably about 228 minutes they've played positively, the Rabbitohs. Oh. That's the difference. And I think the Rabbitohs, considering what the team they've had, they've played out their skin for the first few games. They've missed about 12 minutes where the Raiders went on a rampage and scored 3 quick tries.
First of all, I didn't want any bias. I didn't want it to sound like I was biased. That was my that I was thinking of, but then I would shed some light on maybe another team that was doing well. And the Parramatta Eels, 18-12. There's only been one real blowout game, and that was against the Broncos.
To be fair,
the Knights could have blown them out, and they just slept off them in the second half. The Knights were horrible in the second half against them. I think
The Knights
it's still a wait and
really
see for the
should have
Eels. You guys have
snapped
shown me enough where I think you guys actually are going to be competitive this season. The Eels haven't yet, in my opinion at least.
the Eels definitely haven't shown me enough. Like if they're relying there, and it seems they're relying on the one player to do well as well, which is a huge concern.
Oh, they're relying on a couple, and that being
One.
Levi Raymond and Brody Kennedy, really.
One, Brody Kennedy. That's it.
I mean, Levi Raymond hasn't been slacking either.
I mean, true, but he's a hooker.
Yeah, but at the same time, when your hooker's playing as well as Levi Raymond is this season, he definitely is making a difference.
He's making a difference, but not to a huge extent. Where he's gonna absolutely change the way the Eels results. It's so one-dimensional, the Eels, I reckon. It's not sustainable. I haven't seen enough.
Alright, let's move on to, I guess, the next
let's move on.
question. Which we have quite a few questions. This might be one of our last ones. I see we do have a question from the chat. We'll get to those in a second. But what is your New South Wales spine if you had to pick right now? I think you should do this since I play for New South Wales, so you two can do this one first, then I'll give mine.
I gotta remember who plays.
Okay, I'll do it first, but as well you remember.
Yeah.
Okay. So one, I'd have Chaz Ding. No, actually, probably right now I'd probably have one KCK. 6, I'd probably have Chaz Dingo. 7, I'd have Ash Crutcher. And then 9, I'd probably have Aaron O'Hare.
Mm.
Do you want me to go, Butter, since you're thinking about it?
Well, I agree completely with Liam, basically, but I can't. The thing is, Aaron O'Hare at 9, he hasn't played in 2 seasons, basically.
I'd be going Mark Lee. That's the only change I'd be making. Mark Lee at hooker.
I just wanted to play O'Hare in the middle. I don't see why I wouldn't play O'Hare. When he's there, I think he's
at lock.
I don't think
But
he'd start
just
lock. I
isn't-
think he'd be off the bench somewhere. Not sure where, but he'd be off the bench somewhere, in my opinion.
What do you think? What is it really? Because
We have Matt
Lee
Harris at
can't
lock.
play
I think
anywhere else
Mark
but-
Lee is probably the second best hooker in the game behind Tim James. I'd be going Mark Lee.
Yeah.
I think O'Hare when he was there was
but he hasn't played there.
anyone else.
Mark Lee has.
Yeah.
He hasn't played at hooker. I think he'd have a good
It's a
bench.
It doesn't matter. It's the SRL. It doesn't matter.
Liam, it's a completely different game now. You look at the
Is
players
it?
who were good back in season.
Is
You look
it?
at the players. You look at the forwards that were good back in season 2. You had the best players.
They're
were
in
probably
season
John
3.
and Season. Oh, pardon?
He
Even
played
so,
there
I
in
still
season
think-
3. Look at
I still
Matt
think
Harris was
Liam-
there. Matt Harris was the best forward in the SRL.
Okay, and that's one person, bro. Like it's
That
it's
hasn't changed.
It's a different.
Jesse Bennett was there. He has that hasn't changed.
in season 3.
That hasn't changed.
In season 3, James Thorne was thought to be a write-off player, and then in season 4 and 5,
Right off
he's now
player.
a write-off, like WRITE, write-off.
I don't.
I think
He was.
even know.
He went from probably the best half in the game to a player that
on the bench pretty much actually.
yeah, and then now he's come back and he's probably one of the best hookers in the game at the moment.
Yeah, probably.
I'd
probably say he's fourth behind Thomas Wallace. I'd probably have third.
I would put him third above Thomas Wallace, but that's just me.
Yeah, I can see that. It's between those. Thomas Wallace is
I
also
just
very
don't
strong.
think I can say Mark Lee.
Mark Lee's I think it's the obvious
Mark
choice.
Lee
In
is
fact,
strong
I'd say
defensively.
Mark Lee is probably the best defender in the
You
game.
always rave on about his defense,
He's probably the best
but
defender
it's
in the
not.
game.
It's not just a defensive game.
I know it's
Yeah.
not, but realistically, that's what the
I
hooker
have
is
not
there to
seen
do.
him. I haven't
Most of-
seen him make an offensive play.
Yeah, but that's because, Liam, on Rugby League 4, hookers don't really make many defensive plays. It's all about how slow the defense is, which means there's not going to be many opportunities for the team anyway. Whether a hooker makes attacking opportunities is based on the team around them. It's not based on... The AI only bases off the team around them or the team they're versing. It's not based off anything the actual AI can do better. So I think Mark Lee is the obvious choice based off his defense.
I think Aaron O'Hare would have better defense.
No, he wouldn't.
Considering he plays in the middle would mean that he has better defense. He plays lock, so of course he's going to defend well already.
Mark Lee plays hooker, bro.
Locks have to get.
Yeah.
Mark Lee gets around the legs.
Oh my god.
He's a hooker.
He is a hooker. He defends good. He's a good defender.
Around the legs, that's what O'Hare can get around the body. That means he's stronger because he can play lock. I've seen it before with O'Hare. He's always been a class hooker and always will be. He can play either, and I think
going
he's
Mark Lee,
clear.
hooker, and then I'd have Aaron O'Hare off the bench somewhere. And you're a Queensland. You're
Just
a Queensland
don't
player,
have
so you
Mark
probably hope we would do that because you think Mark Lee, you're scared of Mark Lee, and you probably think that's better.
No, I
for us.
wouldn't. I would want Aaron O'Hare playing there because that's the best thing you could do.
It's Mark Lee. Mark Lee, Mark Lee is the best. He's the best defender in the game, in my opinion. Him and probably Sabbath too,
I
both of
don't
the
know
Knights
about
could
that.
they're probably the two best defenders in the game.
And
Jordan Williams,
would-
I'd probably put up there too.
I would also say Mark Lee's a better playmaker than Aaron O'Hare. Aaron O'Hare's top assist season was 5, and Mark Lee's
Mark Lee is
put
the
in
most
a
assists in the comp, I actually believe. At some point he did. I don't know if that's still the case, but at some point he had most assists in the comp.
the only he was tied between me and someone else in season 3
Let's check
for
how many
top
assists he has
assists.
now.
Probably.
He has 4, 10, 13, 19. How many does Aaron O'Hare have?
He has 9, 11, 12.
Yeah. I think, look, Liam, I know you love Aaron O'Hare, and I think...
Aaron O'Hare's only had one season above 2 assists a season, whereas Mark Lee's had basically all of his seasons but 1 above 2.
Most.
I would
don't
say
think I can
Aaron
win this
O'Hare's a
argument
better
with you
runner.
boys.
Aaron O'Hare's a better runner, easily, but Mark Lee, in my opinion, is matching in defense and a much better playmaker. I would have O'Hare at lock and Matty Harris at prop. That's just my opinion. Because Matty Harris, no matter where he is, he's going to be damaging. And I think you also do want O'Hare in your starting side. I just don't think it's at hooker.
I mean, I would be happy with him to play anywhere. Like, I just think he deserves a spot somewhere in that side, in that starting side.
Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. Let's move on. Yeah, let's move on. I think we'll finish this off by answering the one question in the SRL chat. Or the one question that was there first, because we are running out of time here. Which Mines player do you think are looking the best from an SRL captain's perspective?
Current Mines players.
I think
Are we talking
From
rookies?
they're talking about Mines.
Mines players.
Current Mines. Current Mines.
SRL Mines.
Oh.
Tough one.
If I'm being honest, I have watched one Mines games this season, so I could not comment much on it.
I think
Really.
that they've got a tall fullback. I forget what club he plays for, but his name is
Johnny Dokalic.
yeah, Johnny Dokalic. I think he's someone that the captains would be taking a look at a close eye on.
I like the look of Marcus Square, another fullback. Very good speed, and a half decent sidestep.
Give me a forward.
A forward.
I think a forward, one forward, one back would be a good one.
I think Felix
Mine's
Windmill
closed.
Steed. He looks decent. He's a hooker, isn't he? I believe. He's a really nice passing game, I think he's a hooker. Could be making this up, but I think he's a hooker.
Felix. Where is he?
He's a hooker. I think he's someone to keep an eye on.
Felix was my pick.
He's a really good basic pass. I think he's another person that people should keep an eye on too.
He just needs to get his strength up, and he would be a very good hooker.
Yeah. For sure. I saw a couple the other day. It's something. Oh, it's Phoenix. No, it's not. I'll find it. How am I so bad? I don't remember these guys. This shows you how little I know about the Lions, and I'm a captain.
All right, well let's
Ruben
probably...
Mobs. Ruben Mobs. He has a pretty good. I think he's got a decent speed from memory, and break tackle is 80. Yeah, 70 speed.
Fair enough. I think this is probably about the time we end up the episode, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, it is.
I guess Liam, do you want to do your little outro?
Yeah, all right. Thank you for joining us here on SRL 360 for the 4th episode of Season 5. We'll be back next week. So